Hello, we are Team Icon. I am Gio Kim.
And I am Yubi Moon.
Our topic is the measures for successful establishment of Jeju as a world environmental hub, and the title is Carbon-Free School and Youth-Led Ecotour Program. After the Industrial Revolution, the use of fossil fuels have rapidly increased, which caused a high concentration of greenhouse gases. This also made an increase of the temperature of the Earth's surface. This phenomenon is also called global warming, which is becoming a serious problem the world over. Carbon sink most of the greenhouse gas emissions, and it is essential to reduce the amount of carbon in order to stop global warming. The World Environmental Hub is a framework for evaluating and certifying cities and regions, which place environmental sustainability, biodiversity, and ecosystem services at the heart of urban and regional development strategies. Designated as a Biosphere Reserve, World Natural Heritage Site, and a Global Geopark by UNESCO, Jeju has become a core city for preservation of the environment. This made Jeju possible to become the first World Environmental Hub by the IUCN. Jeju has another objective, avoiding any carbon emissions by 2030. True to its slogan, Carbon-Free Island by 2030, Jeju Island has 3 phases. The first phase is to make Kappa Island carbon-free, and the second phase is to use new and renewable energy up to 50% by 2020. The final phase is to make the whole island carbon-free by 2030. Teenagers in our age cannot drive an electric car or build wind power stations by themselves, so continuous education on conserving the environment is something they can participate in. Therefore, educators must be intent in soliciting the youth participation, because the youth will lead the conservation of the environment in the future. The first proposal we're suggesting is operating a carbon-free school. The Korean school curriculum does not integrate education about the environment conservation. Since students spend most of the time in schools, this made schools to be the core place for environmental education. We have thought of the need to decrease the amount of carbon starting from schools. Carbon-free schools generate its own electricity, and its final objective is to make the whole school totally carbon-free. Alternative sources of energy, such as solar power or geothermal energy, is deemed essential in the creation of carbon-free schools. Alternative sources of energy can lower the cost of electricity usage, although the initial installing cost is exorbitant. The cost of the electricity is cut to 1/6 of the original bills. These implements are doubly beneficial if viewed long-term. For instance, Jeju National University is operating a solar power generator, and it reduces 520 tons of carbon annually. To decrease the consumption of energy, schools must use light-emitting diode LED lamps and install machines to block standing power. Also, it must utilize eco-friendly and local food in order to prevent the use of fossil fuels while transporting the products into the island. For instance, our middle school in Jeju provides eco-friendly school lunch, which contains local food produced in Jeju Island. To induce students' participation, students need to be educated on the purpose and effect of carbon-free schools. Carbon point systems run by the Ministry of Environment entails giving people points in decreasing the amount of electricity, water, and gas use. It also provides incentives to citizens who cooperated with the efforts of the government. This system can be applied to carbon-free schools. This can encourage the wise use of air conditioning, heating devices, and electricity, as well as the recycling of garbages. At the end of the month, the class which used the least amount of electricity can earn incentives like prizes.
Our second proposal is Youth-Led Ecotour Program. To successfully establish Jeju as a World Environmental Hub site, the nature and value of the island must be clear to everyone. So we propose youth-led Ecotour program for information propagation. It goes hand in hand with examination-free semester. Examination-free semester is the chance to search for their dreams, develop their aptitude, and discover their future careers. Students create eco-clubs to design an ecotour program, introduce the ecosystem of the island, and explain how animals, insects, and plants can subsist in its forest with the help of humans. They go to the nature forests or World Natural Heritage sites such as Mountain Halasan, Komunorom Lava Tube, and Songsan Ilchulbong. Students need qualification to guide tourists so they can get it after receiving required education. Tourists can observe the wildlife as these teenagers guide them in sightseeing. Teenagers' guides can help the tourists to understand more about the diverse trees in the forest, as well as guiding them to the other recreation sites. They also explain why Jeju Island is indeed deserving of being one of the world's natural heritage sites. Everyone in the program also takes to maintain cleanliness in each tourist spot. Students who do a guide can earn volunteer points by guiding the island. Expected effect of the carbon-free school is it will have lowest emission of carbon. Teenagers are significant in instilling awareness on the resolution of environmental problems and can realize the significance of preservation with actual experiences. Expected effect of the youth-led Ecotour program is it will make Jeju Island an important and popular tourist spot. It is imperative that the youth should be well-versed about the island, and it can be achieved by having them design the tour program.
In conclusion, carbon-free schools and youth-led ecotour programs should be developed in order to preserve the environment of Jeju Island as a world environmental hub. Hence, it is essential to appreciate the need to coexist nature through the sustainable development of Jeju Island. Thank you for listening.